Your name is Kim. Nobody in Bihar is named Kim. Your mother named you after a hospital in Patna that closed the year you were born. You are 29 years old. You wake at 11 in the morning in 44 degrees of heat, wearing a black leather jacket. You own a steel business. 3 units, you tell people. Diversified. Export quality. Your LinkedIn is more ambitious than you are. Your LinkedIn is the most successful man in Bihar. It says you are a fully qualified chartered accountant. It also says you are SIMA qualified. Both. At the same time, you are neither. You have never sat an examination, and you have never been in a building where one was happening. It says you went to university at 15. It does not say which university because a name is a thing that can be checked. At 15, you were at a cousin's wedding in a leather jacket, holding a plate with 4 kinds of rice on it. Your headline reads, Chartered Accountant, SEMA, Group MD, Steel and Alloys, ex-Big 4, Thought Leader, 6 titles, no jobs, 1 shed, 400 people have endorsed you for financial modeling. You have endorsed all 400 back because it is free and because it is polite. In 11 years, nobody has clicked the one button that would have ended all of this in 9 seconds. What you actually own is a scrapyard on the Danapur Road, 1 shed, 1 dog, and a weighbridge that has read 0.00 kilograms since 2019. The 3 units are the shed, the dirt beside the shed, and a tarpaulin over a heap of gate hinges. The tarpaulin is called Unit 3 in writing. Unit 3 contains a goat. The goat is not on the payroll. There is no payroll. Export quality means 1 crate went to Nepal in 2018 on a lorry that was going there anyway. It came back. Diversified means the yard holds steel, aluminium, 1 washing machine drum, and a bicycle frame you are keeping for reasons. Your annual turnover is a number you calculate live on the telephone from the tone of the question. Your letterhead says established 1974. Nothing was established in 1974. Offense was inherited. Your brochure is 1 page folded twice so that it implies other pages. The photograph on it is a steel plant in South Korea. The dog is called Manager because you promoted him and because it is funnier than his old name. On the brochure, Manager is head of logistics. He has a title, a photograph, and no duties, which makes him your most senior employee. Your mother makes you tea and asks how the business is going. You tell her there was a large order from Singapore. There was no order from Singapore. There has never been one. A bank once asked to see it. You said it was with your CA. You are not a bad man. You are a man who finds the truth boring and slightly rude. You do not shout. You have never been angry in your life, which people find far more unsettling than anger. You have 3 phones. 2 of them work. The third is for showing people that you have 3 phones. Your yard makes 11,000 rupees in a good month. Your jacket cost 19,000. You do not see a contradiction there. So at 11:30, with nothing else to do, you sit down at a computer in a shed in 44 degrees of heat, and you open Discord. This is the moment. Nobody will ever be able to point to it afterwards, including you. The server is called Astrohub, 1,200 members, a galaxy banner that somebody has obviously paid for. You have never read a book about Vedic astrology. You have never read a book. You do not join to learn. You join because there are women in the member list. Your first message in a Vedic astrology server is, Good evening. I am Kim. I have a steel business. Nobody asked. Nobody was discussing steel. 22 people react with a laughing emoji, and you take that as encouragement, because you take everything as encouragement. The server belongs to a man called Doc. His avatar is a peaked cap with a gold badge on it, and a face you cannot see. Doc has run AstroHub for 9 years. He has banned 400 people. He has never once been rude. Doc replies, Welcome Steel. It is the first thing anybody has said to you that you cannot lie about. You reply, I will destroy the pride of Doc. Within 40 minutes, you have claimed 3 units, 40 employees, and a contract with the railways. You have 0 employees. Manager is a dog. You do not know where that sentence came from. You will now say it to everybody. Forever. Somebody asks, which railways division? You say, all of them. Somebody asks for your GST number. You say it is with your CA. There is no CA. The chartered accountant on your profile is you. But there is a beautiful silence after you say it, and you learn something in it. Specificity is a trap. Confidence is not. Say a thing flatly enough, and people assume the boring parts exist somewhere behind it. You post a photograph of a truck. It is not your truck. It is a truck. By midnight, you have been in AstroHub 6 hours and discussed astrology 0 times. You are already its most talked about member. Next morning, you notice a flaw in your plan. Everybody in AstroHub wants to talk about astrology, so you spend an afternoon becoming an expert. This takes 11 minutes. You do not read a textbook. You open a PDF, read the table of contents, and close it. From that contents page, you take 4 words. Nakshatra, Dasha, Rahu, Ketu. 4 words is more than enough. 4 words is, in fact, the precise amount that sounds like 40. You learn 9 nakshatra names by reading them off a chart painted on a temple wall in somebody else's photograph. Ashwini, Parani, Kritika, Rohini, Magha, Pushya, Ashlesha, Mula, Ravati. You have no idea what any of them mean. You do know they sound like women, trains, and 1 antibiotic. Then you do the most important thing you will ever do. You make a birth chart for yourself, and you laminate it. The chart is wrong. Every square of it is wrong. It was generated by a free website in 2016 for somebody in Nagpur. It does not matter. It is laminated. Nobody in this country has ever questioned a laminated document. You put it in your jacket. You will carry it 6 years. It ends up framed on a wall in a building this film will not describe. You return to the server and announce that you have been practicing Judish for 11 years, since you were 18. 11 plus 18 is 29. You have accidentally performed the only correct calculation of your entire career. Then you open a private message to the first woman in the member list. Her name is Bing Bong. She is 27, a moderator, and she has been here since the server had 9 members. You open with, send birth details. I am seeing something. Also, I will destroy the pride of Bing Bong. You are not seeing anything. You are sitting in a shed. Manager is asleep on a car door. She sends them anyway because it is a free reading and because it is a Tuesday. You look at nothing at all. You type Ketu in your 12th house. Ketu is nowhere near her 12th house. Then you add the line that will eventually make you the most powerful, unqualified man in the country. Did you kill insects as a child? There is a pause. Every human being who has ever lived has killed an insect as a child. She writes back, yes. How did you know that? You do not answer for 4 minutes because you have just discovered timing. Then you follow it with, is your toilet in the northeast corner of the house? It is not. But she gets up to go and look, which is better than being right. By the weekend, you have read 11 charts. Your method is refined. It has 3 moves, and it will never change again. 1. Name a planet in a house. 2. Ask a question that is true of everybody. 3. Say, I will not tell you the rest. You are not ready. The third one is the master stroke. People will pay anything at all for the part you refuse to tell them. You are, at this point, a man in a shed with a dog. You are also the most trusted astrologer in AstroHub. Doc has been reading everything you write. Doc reads everything anybody writes. That is the whole job. In your 6th week, Doc asks you one question in the general channel, which pada? You do not know what a pada is. You still do not know what a pada is. So you answer the second, because second sounds modest. Then you add, and I will destroy the pride of Doc. It is a 1 in 4 guess. You get it wrong, and it does not matter, because you follow it with 200 words about your grandfather. Your grandfather was not an astrologer. Your grandfather drove a bus. This is your actual gift, not the lying. Anybody can lie. Your gift is that you are never embarrassed, not ever, by anything. Doc laughs. He types one laughing emoji, and you feel the way other men feel when they are loved. You mistake it for approval. It is not approval. It is a man enjoying a bird that has flown into his kitchen. Doc lets you stay 11 months. In those 11 months, AstroHub has never once been quiet. Volume is up 400%. Half of it is people arguing about you. The other half is people quoting you. Somebody makes an emoji of your face. Somebody builds a bot that replies, did you kill insects? To any message containing Ketu. You are the best thing that has ever happened to that server. Doc knows it. Doc has known it since the 3rd day. There is a rule, though. Doc has had it pinned since 2016. Nobody charges money in this server. You have not read the rules. You have never read a rule in your life. In month 11, a woman in the server asks you what she should do about her marriage. You tell her that Mangal is sitting on her 7th house like a man on a plastic chair, and that this is fixable. Then you type the 8 words that end everything. I can fix it. 2,000 rupees. She pays you. That is the part that still surprises you. 6 years later, she pays you within 4 minutes. So you post a screenshot of the payment in the general channel because you are proud of it. And because you have no instinct for self-preservation whatsoever. Doc comes online. Doc types 1 word. Steal. You type, yes, Doc. Then, respectfully, I will destroy the pride of Doc. Doc types, you have never cast a chart in your life. You type, I have cast 11,000 charts. Doc types, you told Bing Bong her Ketu was in the 12th house. It is in the 4th. She posted her chart in this channel in March. There is a silence of about 9 seconds during which 1,200 people watch a man decide what he is going to be. You type, Doc. Respectfully, are you a Kanya Rashi? Because this is very Kanya behavior. Doc bans you. He does it politely the way he has done it 400 times before, and he does not delete a single one of your messages. That is the last kind thing anybody does for you, and it takes you 6 years to notice it. The next morning, you own a dog, a shed, a jacket, no server, and 1 paying customer. Her name is Avery. She is 61. She has a WhatsApp group of 42 women and a nephew who worries about her. She adds you to the group. This is the largest promotion of your life, and it happens while you are asleep. By Friday, you have 9 clients. By month's end, 31. All women, all between 50 and 75, all delighted with you. Here is the thing you never say out loud. Not once. Not even to yourself. They know. Avery knows. Every one of them knows. They are not fools. They raised families on other people's promises. They pay you because you are entertaining, and because you are the only astrologer in the state who has never given anybody bad news. Addie told Avery she had sad Sadi and 11 difficult years. You tell her Shani is testing her because she is important. Both statements are worth precisely nothing. Only one of them is worth 5,000 rupees. You are not selling the future. You are selling a version of the present in which nothing is anybody's fault. That is a real product. It has a real market, one of the largest markets on earth. You raise your price to 5,000. Nobody leaves. You tell Avery you will destroy the pride of Avery. She sends you biscuits. You buy a second jacket, identical to the first, so nobody ever sees you in a different jacket. Your mother asks how the steel business is going. You tell her there is a new order. Bahrain this time. There is no Bahrain. There is a WhatsApp group of 42 aunties, and it is about to become a television program. Adi has a slot on a cable channel at 3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody calls him Maud Adi. 3 in the morning is where astrology lives on Indian television beside a weight loss belt and a mop. Adi is 61, genuinely trained, 40 years of study, and utterly unwatchable. You have never met him, and you have already promised to destroy his pride. He is unwatchable because he is honest. He hedges. He says it depends. A chart is a tendency, not a timetable. Nobody wants a tendency at 3 in the morning. At 3 in the morning, people want a date. Avery's nephew produces the slot. He watches you on a video call for 11 minutes and offers you Addie's chair. You do not ask what happens to Addie. It is the first cold thing you do, and you do it by not asking a question. Addie is told on a Thursday, 40 years of study and a chair at 3 in the morning, and now not even that. You wear the jacket on television in a studio at 38 degrees and never mention it. The jacket becomes the brand. Your technique on air is the shed technique, unchanged. Name a planet. Ask a question true of everybody. Refuse the rest. The channel's phone lines are built for 11 calls an hour. On your second night, they take 900. You ask a woman in Ranchi, live on air, whether her toilet is in the northeast corner. 40,000 people get up to look. Vastu consultants in 3 states report their busiest week in a decade. You have moved actual walls. You have studied nothing. Within 4 months, you're on at 9 in the evening. Within 7, you have a program with your name in the title. And then a man from a cement company telephones the channel, and it stops being funny in a way you do not notice for years. His name is Ahoy Cement. 4 plants, and unlike you, he actually has them. He does not want to know his future. Nobody with 4 cement plants does. You open by promising to destroy the pride of Ahoy. He asks you to pick a date for an acquisition. 1 date from a list of 3. You pick the Tuesday because Tuesday is Mangal, and because Mangal, you explain at length, likes money. Mangal does not like money. Mangal is a planet. Planets have no opinions about acquisitions. The deal closes on the Tuesday and makes him 140 crore, which any day of that week would have done. He sends you 11 lakh and a fruit basket. You keep the fruit basket for 2 years. And in that boardroom, you work out the thing that changes what you actually are. Ahoy does not believe in astrology. Ahoy has never believed in anything in his life. What Ahoy needs is a reason he can give 9 directors that is not a reason and that none of them can argue with. If it fails on a Tuesday, it was the muhurta. If it succeeds, it was his judgment. Both roads lead away from him. You are not selling predictions to men like this. You are selling somewhere to put the blame in advance at a fixed price. Nobody in a boardroom here is ever threatened out loud. They are shown a piece of paper and left to threaten themselves. And you are a piece of paper. You are a laminated piece of paper with a dog and a shed. By year's end, you have chosen the launch date of a mobile network, the name of a plant, and a cricket franchise's opening bid. The player you told them to bid on average is 14. Nobody checks. Nobody ever checks. That is the most dangerous thing to learn about power. There is a body. It is not official, and it does not have a name that anybody prints. 9 men, several of whom genuinely know what they are doing. Between them, they advise more people than a census can count. They have watched you for a year, with the horror of professionals watching an amateur outsell them. Then they invite you to Varanasi, and you understand you are not there to be examined. You are there to be recruited. The oldest of them is 84, and he asks you exactly one question. He asks it very kindly. He says, "Young man, in all your readings, have you ever once predicted a thing that could be checked?" You say no. It is the only completely honest sentence you speak in 6 years, and it is the sentence that gets you in, because that is the qualification, not knowledge. All 9 of them have knowledge, and it has done them no good. The qualification is that you are unfalsifiable. In 6 years, you have never made a claim reality could contradict. Addie said 11 difficult years, and could be wrong. You say Shani is testing you, and Shani cannot be cross-examined. The old man blesses you with a hand on your head, and you feel nothing at all, which worries you slightly. They give you the Thursday slot at a festival with a live audience of 11,000 people. You wear the jacket in Varanasi in June. You tell 11,000 people you will destroy the pride of Shani. 4 rows back, filming on her phone, is a woman in glasses who has not posted in AstroHub for a year. The chief minister does not send for you. Nobody in this country is ever sent for. His wife's cousin's daughter is marrying. There is a problem with a Mangal dosha, and you fix it in 11 minutes over tea. You fix it by saying it is not a Mangal dosha. It is one, but you are the man from the television. The wedding happens. Everybody is delighted. You are now technically a member of a family. Within 4 months, you have an office in the state secretariat with no name on the door and a very good chair. Your title is Consultant Cultural Affairs. Your function is that the chief minister will no longer sign anything on a Saturday. You never told him not to. He asked what Saturday was. You said, Shani. He made his own arrangements. That is how it happens. Every time. You never give an instruction. You supply a word, and powerful men build a policy around it. You move 200 toilets in a brand new secretariat because you said the northeast corner was leaking prosperity. It costs 41 crore. Nobody objects. Objecting would mean saying out loud that they do not believe it, and nobody in a room like that has ever been willing to be first to say what he actually thinks. Then a cement contract moves to a firm whose owner's name has a more auspicious number of syllables, and 400 people lose their jobs in March. You never learn their names. You never learn the firm's name. You are told in one line, in a car, and you say, That is the darkest thing in this entire film, and it is a man in a car saying, 11 weeks later, the phone that only ever makes outgoing calls rings. There is a corridor in Delhi this film will not describe, because describing it would be a claim, and this is a comedy. You are not told who you are meeting. You are told what time and to leave your phones. All 3. The room has no windows. There are 11 chairs and 4 men in it. One of the 4 is exactly Doc's height and stands exactly the way Doc's avatar stands. You notice this. You dismiss it. The Prime Minister is never described in this film. You see a shoe. You see the back of a chair. That is all you get. You're asked which of 3 dates is best. That is the entire meeting. It lasts 9 minutes. You choose the second because second sounds modest. It is the same answer you gave Doc about the Pada, and exactly as random. And here's the part that will keep you awake 4 years from now. Nobody in that room believes in this either. All 3 dates were acceptable. All 3 had been through economists. The decision had been 50-50 for a month. What they needed was not a prediction. What they needed was a way to choose with nobody's name on the choice. You are a coin, a very expensive laminated coin in a leather jacket from a scrapyard on the Danapur Road. But a coin flipped 11 times becomes a procedure. A coin flipped 100 times becomes a department. By the following spring, nothing in that building is scheduled without a telephone call to you first. You have an assistant, Avery. She is 63 now, and she runs your diary like a woman who raised 4 children on promises. You have never cast a chart. You still cannot define a Pada, and a government of 1.5 billion waits on your Tuesdays. Here is 1 year of your work. Every item happens inside this film, and none of it has happened outside it. The national budget moves to a Tuesday because Mangal likes money. And because nobody wanted to be the man who said, Mangal does not. A cabinet minister is dropped. On paper, it is performance. In the conversation, it was that he was born in Parani. And you made a face. You said nothing about Parani. You made a face. A face is now a policy instrument. A dam inauguration is delayed 8 months from Muhurta. The dam sits there, finished and full, being auspicious. A welfare scheme is renamed because the old name had 4 syllables and 4 is Rahu. The reprinting costs 9 crore. A summit is rescheduled twice around Rahu Kal, a 90-minute window, and the delegation is told it is a security matter. 2 delegates find this charming. 1 writes a cable about it that will be published in 11 years. And you never predict. Not once in 3 years do you predict anything. You choose. Nobody has noticed the difference. You also remain, throughout all of this, exactly the man from the shed, promising every week to destroy the pride of somebody. You tell a joint secretary with a Cambridge doctorate that her Venus is dangerously strong and that this is why she cannot cook. She can cook. She says so. You say, that is exactly what a strong Venus says. And she laughs. For the first time in 4 months, you ask an ambassador at a state dinner whether his toilet is in the northeast corner of his residence. He does not know. He finds out. He has it moved. There is a cable about that as well. And every Sunday you read for 42 aunties in Patna free because Avery would not let you stop. And you do not want to. Maud Adi watches you at 9 in the evening, sound down in a rented room, and understands everything. And then, in the 4th year, something happens you cannot lie your way out of. You start being right. You said the minister would fall in Ashwini. He falls in Ashwini because 11 people who heard you stopped returning his calls. You said the rains would be good. The rains are ordinary. The state buys the difference and announces they were good. You said the dam would open in an auspicious month. It does. 8 months late and 300 crore over. You are not predicting anymore. You are issuing instructions in the grammar of prophecy, and 100,000 civil servants conjugate them. The state has begun making you correct after the fact, out of administrative habit. Nobody ordered it. It was simply easier. This is worse than lying. When you lied, somebody could have stopped you by checking. Nobody can check a prophecy that the government has already implemented. In August, you say, in a corridor, in passing, that a certain port is inauspicious this quarter. You mean nothing by it. You are hungry and you want the conversation to be over. 11,000 containers are rerouted. A shipping company in Gujarat loses a contract it has held for 19 years. 240 men are stood down in a town you have never heard of. And a school there loses 11 pupils in a term. You do not find that out for 2 years. And when you do, you are in a car again. And this time, you do not say, You say, give me the file. And they bring you the file because you are the man who gets brought files now. It is the first time you have wanted a true thing, and much too late for that to count as a virtue. Bing Bong is 33 now. She is a data journalist at a website with 9 employees and 1 working printer. She has on her phone a screenshot taken in March 6 years ago in a server with 1,200 members. In it, the most consulted man in the country tells her that her Ketu is in her 12th house. Her Ketu is in her 4th house. It is in the chart she posted in that channel, and the channel is still there. She has had this for 6 years. She has never used it. Not because she is frightened, because for 6 years she has been the only person alive who knows, and that is the largest thing she owns. And because in year 3, she checked whether it would matter. She wrote it up. She sent it to 4 editors. All 4 asked her the same question. So what exactly is the story? That an astrologer is not an astrologer. Nobody can be exposed for something they were never certified in. There is no fraud, because there was never a qualification. Only a profile page. You cannot be struck off a register that does not exist. That is the whole architecture built by nobody, on purpose, over 4,000 years. So she publishes 1,100 words on a website with 9 employees. 40,000 reads in a day. Nothing happens. The council issues no statement. The secretariat issues no statement. Avery blocks her on 3 platforms in 9 minutes. And you do the only thing you have ever done. You go on television and say she is a Kanya Rashi, and that you will destroy her pride. It ends the story in a week. You have never once had to be honest. You have only ever had to be next. You are 35. You have an office with no name on the door in 2 capitals. The laminated chart is framed on a wall. It is still wrong. It has been wrong for 2 years in a guarded building. You have 4 jackets, all identical. You have 3 phones, and now all 3 work. And you missed the one that did not. Your mother is 61. She asks about the steel business. You tell her Bahrain went well. She says she always knew you would do well in steel. It is the last line in this film that means what it says. And one night in a Delhi hotel, you do the thing you have not done in 6 years. You try to log into AstroHub. The server is still there. 12 members now. Doc still runs it. Doc has run it for 15 years and banned 401 people. You are the 401st. The message is the same one it was 6 years ago. You are unable to join the server. You destroy the pride of nobody. You control the calendar of a government of 1.5 billion. You cannot get into a chat room of 12. You sit on the end of the bed at 2 in the morning and type an appeal to Doc and delete it and type it again. You do not send it, not out of pride, because Doc is the only person who ever saw exactly what you were and let you carry on. And on the Danapur Road, there is a shed, a dog, and a weighbridge, and it still reads 0.00 kilograms. It is the only instrument in this entire story that has been telling the truth the whole way through.